offer?
So I'll introduce myself. So, tēnā koutou katoa, ko maunga keke te maunga, ko watimata te moana, ko mahu ki te rangi te waka, ko tumutumu whenua te whare tūpuna, no Ngāti Whātua Rākei Ahau, ko te tana mahi tōku ingoa, and I work at Westpac Bank, have been here for 5 years, and am currently a marketing specialist, and I'll pass it on to my colleague Odessa.
Oh, thank you. Tā rofa everyone, my name is Odessa. I've been with Westpac for 6 years now. I used to be a personal assistant in private wealth, and then now for the last 3 years I've been in the events team. So I just deliver events internally and externally for the business. So that is us and what we do. I think we want to just touch on a little bit of the things why we connect with Westpac and why we've stayed here for that duration. For me, there's a lot that's partnered around community. So I'm actually cut in as well if I'm not supposed to be talking like this. If there's someone else that needs to be introduced, just let me know. Christine? No? Okay, cool. Anyway, I'll just keep going then. So a lot that we connect with is the community background with Westpac. So there's a lot of programs that we implement. And the thing is that, to be honest, Westpac's not really the kind of bank that puts it out there. I'm pretty sure that you would know Westpac in terms of the community. It would be about chopper. And so you always know about chopper, and every May of each year, it's always about, okay, let's like shake the buckets and make some money to fundraise for our choppers that obviously go out and save some people that really need it. But there's also other programs. So we've got one that could potentially be quite controversial against or challenge some other banks and financial institutions to step up. So there's one's called the New Start program. So that's actually for prisoners that come out after they've done their time. And the thing is that when you want to try and make them, like, build them back into the community, a lot of them can't get accounts. And so Westpac has made that step last year to actually be the first bank to do that and implement that the accounts so that you can help them. And again, it is a controversial topic, but it is something that we believe that's how you try and build the community to be better people. You can't just keep punishing them, kind of thing. And then I'll just touch on one other one. So there's also first home buyers as well. So we're going to be running through some first home buyer seminars across the whole country. So that's obviously to try and build those people who haven't had the opportunity to buy a property right now, and we're going to give them the tools that they think they should be looking out for, and that's going to be across the whole country as well. So those are a couple of things that I connect with, and yeah, and I think that that's what makes us a little bit different with implementing what we need within the community.
And I think for me, like an initiative that we support or initiative that we do is our Managing Your Money program. So that's just a community initiative where our staff, so Westpac staff, volunteer their time and go out into the community, go out to local schools, hapu, community groups or church groups, and they teach or they educate financial literacy. So they educate people on like understanding debt, like understanding interest, understanding you know, the other things that come with when you borrow money, savings, budgeting, the importance of KiwiSaver, understanding KiwiSaver, understanding, you know, all of those financial things that when we first start a job, yep, we'll get KiwiSaver, but do we really understand what we're getting ourselves into? Do we understand what fund where our money's going to? And, you know, just like really in-depth conversations about understanding the things around finance. Another thing that I really love is we are against domestic violence, and we have a program called DV Free. So I'm a DV Free representative. So if one of my colleagues or anyone within the bank is experiencing domestic violence, they can contact one of us and we support them through, you know, just support them through their whatever they're going through. Yeah, then we just have our other things like our extra care program, which supports, you know, our vulnerable customers. So it might be those who, it could be anything, who are customers who just need that extra help, who may be going through something like what do you say?
There could be places, potential situations where people don't have enough financial, they don't have the understanding about finances.
Yeah.
And it could be to a point where it's very difficult financially for them, and that we need to get someone in there to just really kind of wrap around them a little bit more. And I don't want to say like too much of how that looks, because they are very sensitive situations. So it could be something to do with whether there is potentially a domestic violence situation, and then, but the thing is that it's very case by case. But we have another team that are specific to that and help those people, and that's what makes it really. I mean, we know about this, but the fact is that we just need to try and let people know that outside of Westpac that we have these programs. I'll probably just touch really quickly, because I know that we want to really push like Māori and Pacific Island people to get into the grad programs, or why they would choose Westpac. To be honest, I'm not going to be like real pushy and be like, come to Westpac. I'm just telling you why I've stayed here, and the reason why it's actually really exciting right now. And Santana and I were just talking about it. So we've got a new CEO that started not long after the end of last year. So that's Catherine McGrath. So to have a female CEO is huge in a very heavily male CEO banking industry world. And then not only that, we've also now got a new CFO, which is a Chief Financial Officer, and she's Tanya O'Brien. And so she's part Fijian as well. And the reason why I say that is because as much as we want to push diversity, the importance of it is because it makes everyone think broadly. There's no, like we're just saying again, talking before, as we were listening to the other three, which was amazing, is that I said to her, oh, are you the only person, like a lot of the time in the corporate world, that you're the only brown person in the room? And sometimes like, yeah. And I go, yeah, see, so to me, in my head, I'm like, yeah, see, I feel like I'm a unicorn. So this might be real random, but I feel like this, yeah, like I am someone different, and I love it. And that's the thing that really spotlights what we're capable of. Another thing that's so good about our people is that we serve. And so serving means that we're very good at giving our time to others, but then that also means that we don't have an ego. Very seldom do we have Māori and Pacific Island people that are like, look at me, I'm all about myself. That's another thing that I know is very heavily, I don't know, like it works very well in the Westpac world, because people will see how much you work hard, and they don't just like think that it's okay, cool, that's just normal. It stands out. That's your work ethic, that's how you work, and that is what will get you to the next steps. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on those things, because I know very heavily businesses, very much corporate, are pushing that diversity and inclusion part. And it's not just to make money, because obviously at the end of the day you need to make money, but it is also because diversity of thought is very huge. And don't think that you can't make an impact in a corporate world, because you can. It's very useful. Anything from you, Santana? Anything else?
I know I touched on this, and I 100% agree. Is being authentically you. So just bringing your whole self to work. Like I know, like everyone already said that, but that's so true. Starting at Westpac, I was 20 something, and I was like, I'm just going to be another person, blah blah blah. But being authentically you, being your best self, and bringing like your whole you to work really gets recognized. People see your work ethic. And then someone talked about being, the dishwashers at the mid-eye. Like we just do that because we do that. But when you come into an organization and someone's like, can you help with this? You just say yes, because that's just how you are. You just do things because you've done things for such a long time. So I really, really agree with being authentically you with wherever you go, always being your whole self, bringing because you're not only representing yourself, you're representing your whānau, your iwi, and everything else that comes with you. So being authentically you, I think, really puts a spotlight on who you are, and everyone recognizes who you are and everything that comes with you.
I'll just touch on real quickly, because I'm in the events team, I just tend to get quite exposed to the our executive team, so all the general managers as well as our CEO. So a couple of weeks ago, due to COVID and all the lockdowns last year, we never were able to do a proper pōwhiri for our CEO and our new CFO. So we only were able to do that about 2 Fridays ago. But with that, what made it extra special was, so we had family, because they're both actually originally from Wellington, those 2 new executive team members. They brought all their family, they had flown up, as well as some from Australia. But then the people that were part of the Kapahaka group, as well as we have a Samoan group, their staff at Westpac. And so they've been practicing for about 2 to 3 weeks beforehand, and then that made it extra special. So that's the thing. And they're actually more located, a lot of those members are actually part of the contact centre, but our general manager from that team made sure that they could get off the phones and practice, and just enable that idea of we can actually all do it together, as opposed to trying to just have to get people in from like externally. And so that made it extra special. And even just, I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but I just think our new CEO is awesome. So even the fact that after that, she emailed every single person and just said, thank you so much for your contribution to the day. And then, yeah, it just, that's the thing. It's like, there's people just like us, and they can connect with people the same as us as well. So that's why I really want to try and make you understand that there's a hierarchy, but it doesn't mean that you can't be sitting at the same table as them. So that's what I'm trying to portray to you guys, because our executive team are amazing, and it's only going to build from the top and work its way down. So yeah, just something to think about when it comes to considering Westpac. What's the time? Oh yeah. Anything else that you'd like us to cover off? Are there any questions? No. Christine, is there anything you'd like for us to cover off? Selena.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Santana and Odessa. I guess what you can also, talk about is like how would our students, or how would our attendees really strive in your organization?
I don't know this. I guess as long as you have like a good attitude and you're willing to learn, you're somebody who is teachable, you'll get super far. I've been here for 5 years and I've done a variety of roles, but what has, I think, having a good personal brand, and that brand being just having the right attitude, like always just having a good attitude, being you, you'll definitely strive. Yeah, can you add anything?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, I completely agree. It's all about your mindset here. I don't think that particularly like, okay, you have to have I have to get the top marks for your degree. Mate, I didn't even like pass maths in 7th form. And I said 7th form. So that's what, year 13. So let's be honest, I work at a bank and I didn't even pass maths. But I think it's all about your attitude and just making sure that bottom line, you're always helping others. So again, example, and I'm not even trying to be like, yeah, I'm friends with the CEO, but we just traveled this morning from Christchurch to deliver an event in the morning, and then just got back. And she was like, oh, how are you getting to the office? And I said, oh, we're just going to jump in the cab. And so she said, no, don't be silly. Jump in my car and we'll just drive together. And that's the thing. So we're all squashed legally, but we're all squashed in the car. And we're like, oh, but then it was just nice, because that's the thing. Again, I really want to push the fact that our CEO, our executive team are so humble. And if that's the kind of thing that resonates with you, and I'm pretty sure it would, because that's the upbringing that we've had. So my background, I should have said at the beginning, sorry, but it's like Samoan. But then that's the thing that will really do, in terms of values, it'll work really well for you at Westpac.
Great. I mean, that's nice to hear. I mean, I think I can say this for all of the, the generation right now, the Gen Z, as we know them, that they always think that whenever they become part of the organization, they have to really strive and just be on top of things. But it's just that you just have to be persistent on the work that you do, and be open to the roles, to the responsibilities that they can develop. And I think that's nice that you're doing that in your company. And actually now we have one question. So they have someone asked here, are there any extracurricular activities that would help an application be more appealing to a corporation or to you guys?
I don't have any thought. Like extracurricular activities are really quite cool to have on your CV, because it just shows that you're a diverse person. It shows that you can that you're involved in a lot of things. But I don't think it's like I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't say it, like for me when I applied, I didn't have any like major out of it extracurricular activities on my CV. I had like maybe netball coach, community netball coach, and then like just like little things that I did, and I didn't think to put that on my CV, but someone was like, just put it on, like it shows that you're in the community, blah blah blah. So I put it on, and I don't know if that helps in any way, but just any little things that you do in your community could possibly help. But yeah, I'm not 100% too sure. Might be a question for Claire or Odessa.
I'd agree with you though. I'd say it would be more. And again, I think you should do it if you genuinely want to do it. Don't do it to make your CV look awesome. If you're going to go and like help some old people, actually genuinely want to do that. Don't do it because it's going to look good on your CV, because down the track it means that at the end of the day you're being fake, and you don't want to be fake. And it's pretty obvious when you come into a corporate business. You probably don't get too far, and yeah, it's just not. I guess the thing is that you just want to be a little bit more honest with yourself. But you know, if there's like flower arranging and you do classes like that, I mean, oh my gosh, if I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, that's so cool. And if you're like 20 and you're doing that for like your grandma and her friends, that's awesome. And it doesn't need to be something qualified. It's just that's actually what you do out of your own time. So it's just really showing the not flexibility, but just how you are as a person. I think if it's just very like bullet points of degrees and everything like that, that's awesome, but that's only showing one aspect of who you are as a person. You got to show the other parts of you as well.
Yeah,
Claire,
the other layer of you.
Can I jump in there? And I absolutely on what Odessa and Santana have said, it's really obvious if it's a one-off thing that you've done just to get it on your CV. So, you know, if it's something that is genuinely who you are and you've done it, you know, you do it consistently, and, you know, be that you've, you know, be it volunteering, be it, you know, it's more involvement in your community, but consistent involvement in your community as opposed to a one-off.
Right, that's true. And I think I can say this for all of us here, that the extracurricular activities that you've done before, I mean, it just adds to the layer of who you are as a person, but not like what you can contribute to the organization. So yeah, that's great. Thanks, Santana and Odessa and Claire, for that. Also a great presentation. And now, if our attendees are interested with Westpac, you can actually look at their profile at gradnewzealand.nz. So yeah, thanks again, Santana and Odessa and Claire for that.